All right, we're going to continue forward. Now, I think I want to ask about the Uber right, just their mentation of hate. Let's just say it like it is. Their mentation of hate. You know, they wanted to vote to get rid of the criminals, and anybody who's here illegally is a criminal. And then we have the administration. Now, they've been reporting that, you know, the sour, the one that looks like he just stepped in dog poop. The head of getting rid of everybody, ICE, what's his name, Holman or Harmon? That one. Caught him, what was it, a year or so ago, taking a $50,000 bribe. And I'm going, yeah, and first thing that Trump did when he got in there was said bribes are okay now. Did they forget about that? Okay. He said bribes are okay. Bribes are not a problem. Okay. Bribes are legal now. So I don't know how these ones, you know, reporting on this have forgotten that. Okay. Bribes are okay now. It's legal. Okay. But I want to ask about their ongoing fractured ideation of hate. Okay? Get rid of somebody. If it's something that they say that you don't like, get rid of them. Get rid of all of the ones here just trying to live and make a better life. And now businesses, they're losing farms, etc., because they don't have workers anymore. Construction, don't have workers anymore. All of this is in crash and burn mode because of their hate, okay? Because of their corruption. Trump is doing all he can to keep the Epstein stuff out, okay? They're mourning to death and putting this white supremacist Charlie Kirk on a pedestal. Okay? So all of this stuff is going on now. So let's go ahead and do the cards and see what they're going to tell us about this. This ongoing cycle of hate and delusion and just corruption being held up as a light, and anything that's genuine light, they say it's darkness, that it's evil, that we're foul. Okay? So let's see what it says. So yeah, this is about the burden. The reading's about the burden that's taking place, what we're having to carry now because of these fools, because of their path of hate. Okay? Yeah, because of their false God, their false Christ that they're putting on a pedestal. You know, go to church and carry an AK-47. We don't want to hear about the Sermon on the Mount. That guy's too woke. Why are you bringing that woke crap in here? We want the hellfire damnation Christ. That's what we want. Okay? We don't want that mammy-pamby guy that's saying take care of the sick and that's a loser guy. Okay? We want the church that they say, yeah, gun rights, carry your AK-47s. That's what it's all about, strength, power. So the burden of the Antichrist movement that they've gotten themselves into. Above it, we have an agreement with a foundation of blocking truth. Okay? They want to block truth, carry the burden, the Antichrist, the drama that they're doing. So what's going on now? We have about a new action. Above it, feeling pushed to the edge. With the foundation of, we have to look at the new action when it comes to genuine Christianity, the teachings, spiritual teachings, or democracy. With these new actions, the democracy and genuine spirituality, etc., they're trying to push it to the edge. So the challenge is, this repressing potential outcome with what's being offered up. Above it, we have light being shed. We're not in the dark about what they're trying to do. And the foundation is new information. We continue to put out the information about what they're trying to repress, what they're trying to offer up. Okay, with the hidden things that they keep trying to put into place. The hidden things when it comes to families, etc., when it comes to messages about actions, when it comes to what they're trying to birth in America. And we're looking at the harvest when it comes to their manipulations by what? The uber right. The uber right that continues to try to mentally occlude people. Okay? So let's go ahead and we'll look at a clarifying read on this. So we see what's going on. They've replaced genuine Christianity with this heinous antichrist movement that worships the golden calf, keeps pushing people to the edge. Okay, so let's see, at the center of it all, we have, again, being pushed to the edge. When it comes to things, having to stand guard. Above it, we have the messages being put out. Now we have to continue to put out, continue to feed people with the truth, with genuine spirituality, etc. And they're going to continue to give false lies. The foundation is where we are moving to, the actions we are doing, how we're starting to move this. So we need to continue to take action, do what we can. On one side of it, we're in the struggle, okay? We are in the struggle energetically with this. Are you going to go to lights or are you going to go to shadow? Okay? Above it, of course, we have the White House and the stuff they continue to put out. And we have these, charging forward when it comes to the actions. And there we have Trump. Trump there, continuing to have this fight with the White House, continuing to charge forward with club in hand, making people feel that they're pushed to the edge. The other side of it, we want justice. Yeah, we want justice. We're looking for justice. Now we know the light will win out over the dark. This is about charging forward, putting out the truth in that fight. We need more light in the dark. Okay, we continue to put out the light in the dark. Okay, and judgment. Judgment is coming, where things will be balanced, okay? Like I said, at this life review, don't get out of anything. When it comes to the uber right, their hate cycles, when it comes to Trump, yeah, the lovers of iniquity, okay? The lovers of iniquity. And trying to control, ruled by emotions, but the light is coming. We continue to put out the truth, put out new information, and offer up things, because we're having to deal with the dark side, the delusion, the illusion that is in a process of loss. They are going to lose. They are going to lose, okay? So that's it, you know. They think that they can cow people, they can control it, they can overrun it, they can continue to put out this hate-filled drama. But there are the light workers, the true Christians, the true spiritual adepts that we're going to continue to put out the light. And we know that the shadow is just what it is, shadow. Now I watched something yesterday. Oh yeah, and I remember what it is. It was this Edgar Casey talking about the fall of Satan. It was interesting because Satan was not created evil. Satan was the head of the heavenly choirs. Beautiful voice, okay? But then Satan decided that he was a light, and he wanted the glory for himself, and he fell. Took 1/3 of the angels with him. Went into ego. Why should I give the glory to the Creator? I'm just as valid, okay? And then proclaimed himself God. And he had the fall. So he is in the shadow, he is in the dark. When you deny that which has given you life, how much power do you actually have? Okay? When you're denying the light, and that's why they're in that dark place of separation, because of ego-driven hatred, okay, of the light. And it's not that God is creating that place. They created it themselves because they deny the light. Okay? And it says the darkness cannot understand the light. It doesn't want to understand the light. It doesn't want to have love. It doesn't want to have compassion. It wants power. And so they wind up in that dark place. Okay? Now, there are many near-death experiences of ones that go, and they experience hell. But when they turn their eyes to the light, rather than denying the light was there. Opportunity was there. Okay? But there has to be genuine contrition and genuine change and genuine, because if you want to stay in that hate-filled rage, and that's what happens with it, the other side, that hate-filled rage, you create that separation from God yourself. Okay? You create that separation. It's not God that's, doing that, because if you've ever experienced the divine is, for 1 second you would see the perfection of what's there. Absolute perfection, love, just, complete perfection. I can't even put it into words, but it has more reality than anything here. Okay, there's no doubt about what it is. There's no doubt about any of it. And if you even experience for 1 second, your whole consciousness is changed in an instant. Former things have passed away. Okay, they're gone, like they never existed. And then you understand about the shadow. Okay? The shadow is trying to get away from the light. It's an obstruction of light. It's an object rather than in that spirit, it's wants to be a solid object, and that creates a shadow. Okay? So it's an obstruction between the divine is and that consciousness that is put into place by that consciousness. We have free will. Okay, we can have free will to deny God, deny Christ, deny spirituality. We have the free will to do that. But it's to our own demise to go down that road. Okay? All life, all benefit comes from the divine is. Okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. But these ones going down that shadow road of hate and division, angst, anxiety, okay, to try to put others down, to elevate themselves, they are going on a very, very dark path. Okay, very dark path. And they can say that they're Christians all they want, white nationalist Christians, but there's nothing Christian about it. It is totally antichrist. Okay? Totally worshiping the golden calf. They've sold out to Satan. That's why Trump has no problem in lying. They lie 100%. They follow the father of lies. Satan, the father of lies. Conning. Okay? Conning people. Okay? They have no truth within them. And they want to think that they have more power, that they're smarter than everybody else because they've conned and lied and cheated. And think they've gotten ahead because they live in a big McMansion. Like Trump has to surround himself with the fake gold stuff all the time, you know. Everything's got to have that gold veneer on it, and it just looks tacky. Tacky crap. And everything's got to be a big monument to him. He's building this big ballroom now and show how important he is, and, you know, just crap. Got rid of the beautiful rose garden, that scent, that beautiful thing, and paved it over. So you can see that division. It's like, what road are you going down? I know people on this channel are going on the road of the light, but those followers of ones like Kirk, ones like Fuentes, ones like Trumpenstein, okay? The ones that want to take bribes and lie through their teeth, gaslight, try to pull the wool over the eyes. Well, eventually all becomes laid bare. All is opened up and we see the truth for what it is. And their undoing is coming. That's it. Their undoing is on its way. You can't deny the light. Go down that dark path and think you are the light. Because you're only, you know, what we have is a reflection. Okay? But it all comes from one source. That's it. But the problem is, you know, the way I like to explain it, the source is like a light bulb, and then we have a shade, and then we have all these holes poked in the shade. Well, if you follow that light back, it comes from one source. But the problem is when one of those little individual holes has the light coming through, thinks that they're the author and finisher of that light. And it's delusional. All the light comes from one source. But when they deny that source, really how much power do they have? They're just one little pinhole light there. And they're denying where they're actually getting the substance from. So how much power are they actually going to have in the end? Okay? They don't. They don't have it. So on that note, I'll leave that here. And we go forward in the light, and we continue to put out the true teachings and the true light, and show the shadow for what it is. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you for those that give the like. I do so appreciate it. For the subscribers, etc. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And we just continue forward step by step. And this too will pass, as in all things in history. We're going through a dark time now, but it's just the light is showing up the darkness for what it is. Okay? And they can't hide anymore. They can't hide. So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online.